Hey, everybody, welcome back. I am so excited to share with you today my friend Sam Carlson, the owner, one of the owners, co-founders, founders of UpHex. I should have gotten that clear right from the beginning. I associate Sam as the guy, but you're going to love his story, how he got to where he is now and what they offer to the high level community. Man, Sam, welcome and thanks for being here.
Dar, thanks for having me, buddy. It was great to meet you in person. We got to hang out a bit. I mean, there's so many people. This the last high level event, there was about 3 times
Yeah.
as many people. So of course, I would love to have gotten more time to spend with you. But what little time we did have, I just enjoyed it. You're awesome. For those of you watching, he's just as nicer in person as he is on
Thank
camera.
you.
So
You're very kind with your words. Thank you so much. Likewise, Sam is an amazing guy. And, I think when you get to our age, you're either just let's be nice and there's too many other things that are more important, or you're a jackass. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Right. And so I choose to be with nice people and do my best to put that goodness out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And Sam's one of the nice ones for sure.
I appreciate that.
So Sam, you want to just tell us a little bit about UpHex and then maybe kind of go back to a backstory, how it became and what UpHex does?
Yeah, the short and dirty on UpHex. UpHex allows anybody who is, if you're doing a SaaS model with HighLevel, or maybe you're doing a more traditional like service delivery model, either way, you can use UpHex to launch proven Facebook ads in less than 30 seconds, right? I personally, so me and my partner, so there's 3 founders of UpHex, and we have more than 20 years combined experience, actually more than that, 25, 26 years combined, just in local lead generation, right? And so we're effectively a lead gen agency who create a tool for lead gen agencies. And we call people who use our software and our model Team UpHex, because one of the really cool things that has come just by building, and I'm sure you've experienced the same thing, like just by building this product, it's really turned into a community. And I've been so blessed I've been part of other companies, and whenever you create something that changes people's lives, and I don't want to get too crazy, but like really it improves their lives.
Get it, man. Get woo woo. You can do it.
Anything that changes people's lives for the better, it's always gratifying. And we have so many people who are one, running successful 7-figure agencies. We've got a ton of them. But 2, some of them just doing a smaller scaled down version and doing a lifestyle brand. And so it's been really fun. And that is basically the down and dirty of what UpHex is doing. We've got Facebook ads in our back pocket, and we're rolling out Google too.
Hey, real quick, if I can just interject, I think one, you have an amazing product, but I think the reason you have a great community is because it starts with you, right? You have forged that community. You are prolific. Like, you are publishing all the time. You are providing help and support all the time. I've seen it firsthand, and honestly, I take inspiration from it because I need to do a better job with our community, and so yeah, man, hats off to you for being the catalyst of that.
I appreciate it's funny because marketing and online business especially, we evolve. Every business evolves with time, and when people say what worked 5 years ago doesn't work, that's true and that's not true. Like when they say webinars don't work, yeah, they do. They work. But one of the big things is community. And I think that because of the flow of information that's coming right now, people want curated information, right? Every person out there is wanting to give you information, and they want curated information, but they want it to come from a community, somebody that they can trust. And so when we started the UpEx community, I remember it was like, I invited my friends, so there's probably 40 people in there or whatever. And both between our YouTube
Right.
channel and the community, it took us almost a year to get, to a couple hundred people, let alone, over 6,000 now, which is where we're at, which is we're super grateful. But I will say this, I committed to doing it for a year,
Mm-hmm.
and about March of this year, I don't know how many we're at. We're probably 3,000 people in the community, something like that. And our platform went down for a day. UpHex went down for a day.
Ooh.
And honestly, I was at Disneyland with my
Mm-hmm.
kids, and I started getting all these messages from people. And it
Yeah.
was like, hey, platform, like our users that I know really well, hey, platform's down, what's going on? And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? So I got my team on, like, yeah, we're down. And we're like, what in the world? And so I was honestly very freaked out, very scared about what that
Oh, I can
could mean.
imagine.
And I got on with my team. I'm like, explain to me what's going on so I have a better understanding of this. And I went live in our community and I explained it the best I could.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, hey, here's what's going on. I don't have much of a report for you, but I'll come back as soon as I have more information. And then my partner Jacob did the same thing like 2 hours later. And then I did it again an hour after that or whatever. We were just in the group and somebody said to me, and every time I would post something, there was comments of support below the post. And then people started posting in their group, this is amazing what you guys are doing. I know this, like they started getting our backs. Then one guy posted, Harvard should teach an MBA on how to communicate with your customers and how to solve problems like this. And it was a 24-hour problem. We got back up the next day. It was terrifying, but when I got done, me and my partners all looked at each other. We're like, I cannot believe we didn't lose any customers. Okay. I and
That's
we said,
amazing.
I cannot believe this community. And it was that moment where I'm like, it's a time commitment, but I am committed to this community and I will answer their questions the best I can. And I will bring in other thought leaders who are of the same mindset and we will commit to helping these people. And I honestly, I was committed to the group, but when that happened, I'm a diehard. I'm like, I'm a ride or die kind of guy. You ride with me, I ride with you. So anyway, it was a
Yeah.
good
I
experience.
love it. Well, that's great. And I love hearing that. Crazy enough, around March, I was going through some
Jeez.
crazy stuff as well, and things out of your control, right? Surely you didn't like just, oh, let's press a button and turn it off, right? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just test. Let's just test our resolve on
Yeah.
our with our clients. But we had something happen outside of our control as well. The short story is someone who had access to our stuff, got their own HighLevel account,
Yeah.
copied our stuff, sabotaged some things, poached our clients, $100 a month less. And I won't get into the details, but as well, you're like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
right? We lost clients like we've never lost clients before, but it made us better. It was outside of our control. Like we were honestly doing the best we could and doing the right things, but man, when someone is sabotaging your information,
Yeah.
uh, you know,
There,
it's
there
tough.
are
So
scrupulous
anyway,
characters out there,
so I
man.
know that like empty feeling. Yeah, there are. And, like we were talking earlier, at this age, I'm tired, I don't have time for people who lack integrity, right? I want to do business with like-minded, integrous people. So back to you. You mentioned Google ads coming out. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to just like kind of tell people what UpHex is and maybe a little backstory that people don't quite know? Like you didn't just wake up one day and
Yeah.
like,
No.
boom, here it is,
So
right?
back
You
in
had to
the
work for it.
SMMA craze, so Ty Lopez coined he has trademarked the moniker social media marketing agency, right? And so he came up with it. There was
Wow.
all these people touting
Okay.
it, and I got involved right around 2015. And what it
Okay.
was back then, I mean, there used to be this cold email that people would send in the Cairo niche. It was like, hey, if you can like support another 20 customers or something like this, let me know. It was something like that. And everybody was sending this
Yeah.
email and getting tons of customers from it, right?
Yeah.
Early days. And, you know, that worked. And so I started then, refined my offering, got better and better. And then 3 years later, got good enough to the point to where Facebook published a case study on my agency, right? And that was cool. Like
Nice.
you can't get that. Like you can't just say, "Hey, will you publish a case study on me?" They read.
Sure. And there's probably more than 10 or 20 people using
Yeah,
Facebook.
probably. Yeah. So
right.
they published our results.
And
Yeah,
they picked
they
you.
published our results, and
Yeah.
I thought we were just going to get a windfall of customers. Just customers are going to come through the friggin' woodwork to work with us. I don't know if we got one customer from it. So it was a feather in the cap, but it didn't really change my agency that much. However, agencies were like, "How did you get that? How can we get that?" And my now partner, Bradley, was building a tool called UpHex. And so he saw that case study and he's like, "Hey,
Okay.
I want some consulting. We're building a tool." And now he was building something that UpHex didn't end up being. Right? He was building something similar to what Hyros is, but in the local lead generation space. But me and my partner, Jacob at the time, still my partner today, we're working with him. And Jacob's the smart guy. He knows how softwares talk and all this kind of stuff. And one day we got done with a meeting with a consulting thing. And Jacob goes, "You know, I think we could probably, what they have built there, I think we could probably upload our ads into this thing and have it to where instead of manually creating the campaigns from scratch every time, we could upload it there once and then just launch it from there." I'm like, "Really?" That would make it so we didn't have to hire media buyers. That would make it so Jacob, when he was launching campaigns, he could do it in seconds instead of minutes. That would make it so he didn't make spelling errors, which I hate to say it, but it was like once a week I'd get some customer, "I'm not Smith Chiropractic, I'm this chiropractic." I'm like, "Oh, geez." But that type of human error would be eliminated because it'd be done by software. And so we started there. Eventually we got it to the point to where that idea turned into, let's make this so intuitive that you don't have to be educated or experienced in running ads platform at all. Anybody could do it. And so I said, well, if anybody can do it, then certainly one of our customers could do it. And so I grabbed a gal, her name is Michelle Sims. And I said, "Michelle, I want to show you this tool and see if you can do it." So I walked her through it one time and she did it. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And so I did a webinar.
Yeah.
And I got, I don't know, like 150 some people on a webinar. And I said, "All right, Michelle, turn on, show everybody how you can run ads without an agency." Right. And she got on, she's got a Southern accent, she says, "All right, everybody, all you got to do is take this link." And she grabbed the link. She went through the steps. She clicked launch and it worked. And at the top of my girly lungs, I go, "Hey, you did it."
That's
right. There's a video of me still. I still have the video. "You did it."
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was the first campaign that was
awesome.
ever launched by a customer by UpHex. And our initial thinking was, we're going to hold this. That was limited thinking. We're going to hold this for us, in other words. And after we looked at it for a while, we were like, this tool needs to go to agencies. Like, we need to make it so other agencies have this same capability. And so we reconfigured. We basically went in the hole for like 8 months, just building software, which is so incredibly expensive. Oh my gosh. My wife thought I was crazy. She's like, "You haven't made any money from your agency for like 6 months." She didn't say it like that. She's very supportive. But I have to wonder sometimes, being married to me, I'm like, does she think I'm crazy? Because we've taken some risks, but it ended up working out.
Yeah. Your wife and my wife could share some stories then.
This is the entrepreneur journey. It's a crazy thing, but it ended up working out. We launched it to the market, and today I think probably over 30,000 local businesses now run ads who never could before. Right. And so we've got just over 1,000 agencies who use it, and we'll have quite a few more. but we've gone back and done some reconfiguring, and we added, like you said, Google is a new release for us. And the way we're doing it, again, we're an agency, right? We don't look at the same. We don't look at our product as a development, like, you know, developers develop. I have no problem with developers. We build the tool the way that a media buyer and agency would have it built. And that's the right way to do it. So we're excited about it. It's going to change. You can launch a Google campaign faster than you can launch a Facebook campaign. Pretty crazy. There's less steps.
No way.
It's crazy.
That's insane. So it's hard to fathom, really, that, I mean, I take clients through a demo. You know, our primary business is a SaaS company, and I'll take them through our SaaS stuff and explain to them, you've got to have these core elements in place for your business. If you want to run ads, which I feel like are an accelerant, then let me show you how easy it is. I'm like,
there you go.
1, 2, 3, 4 clicks, and there you go. And they are almost stunned. Like, there's like, okay, what's the catch? Or they don't know what questions to ask.
That's
they're
more
like,
of the,
really?
yeah, that's exactly right. That's a good way to
Because they're
put
paying someone else $1,500, $2,000, you know, to manage ads. And not to take anything away from agencies who are doing that, especially the ones who like are really monitoring the ads and the business manager and split testing and all that stuff. But for the local businesses that want to control it, you know, take control of that themselves for budgetary reasons or whatever it is, it's amazing. And I think I've heard you mention that your platform actually delivers more consistent results than a human.
Well, there's
just
a couple
trying
things
to manage
that, so
Can you
our
speak to
average
that?
lead costs, and I need to get an updated figure, as of like 6 months ago, we delivered 1 million leads to HighLevel at an average lead cost under $13. Now that's across all of our niches. So chiropractic to real estate to the, we have a person that does hypnosis therapy. So across all these different niches. And so in terms of cost, what people don't realize about Facebook is Facebook rewards proven ads. Okay. And the crappier your ads are, the higher your, the higher your ad costs are going to be. So with UpHex, you get two things. One, all of the templates that we load. So we have over 700 templates that all of our customers get to use. All of those, yes, across tons of niches.
Across all different niches.
Our customers go in on all of the technical targeting, the interest, all that stuff is set up perfectly because, again, we've been doing it for almost a decade. So that's all set up for them. And then we aggregate. So Jacob came up with this idea, right? We aggregate all of the performance metrics by the template itself. It would be like if you, like when people do a funnel, like a landing page funnel, they know that they need to get that landing page converting to 20%, right? Or whatever the number is. And they're going to tweak this. They're going to they're going to make the button green, not red. They're going to do all these optimizations on the funnel. But when it comes to ads, nobody aggregates all of the performance on one ad. It's just across all of the ads. And so people just find themselves basically guessing in a way, or spending so much time optimizing all these individual campaigns. With UpHex, you manage the template. And so, for example, like one thing you might do, if the link click-through rate that UpHex is reporting is like 0.75, well, that's not good. We need to get that better. What is link click-through rate indicative of? The creative. So the image or the video that you are working on is not doing the job. So what do? We put in new stuff. We do better. And at an individual level, we can say, this one doesn't work. That one doesn't work. These two are good. Let's mimic that. Let's create that. And then over time, you end up with bulletproof templates that when you go to a new, if working with chiropractor, you go to a new chiropractor, you flip it on, boom. And it's like, it's much more predictable And the benefit of doing it that way is cannot be understated or cannot be overstated. We can't say how important it is. That's what I'm trying to say it is.
So yeah. So I have some questions to like ask for the community, but maybe before I ask those, what are some of the questions that that you, like maybe you just want to address? Like these are some questions that we get from someone starting to use our platform. Beyond, let me just say, like people, it is literally click, click, click. Choose your niche, put in your name, put in your office name, choose your radius, right? Put in your zip code, choose your radius, or if you want, you can actually put in different. The targeting's really easy. Put in different zip codes or cities. It's so self-explanatory and really easy to launch, right? So you can even take the templates and modify them if you want. Upload your own picture of your office or your own video. You can edit the text. It's so simple. So I think that is so easy to explain. It's the technical stuff that people don't understand and maybe don't even know the questions to ask until something happens. And so what might some of those be? I mean, I have a few.
I'll give you one that
do you have any of those that you get?
Misunderstood right now. And we get people, how are you using AI in your platform? Right? Because people think that AI is a magic wand. And it's interesting. There's a lot of hype around what it is, but at the heart, AI is a convergent mechanism, not a divergent mechanism. Meaning, if I say peanut butter and okay, so you already know, like you're programmed to say that, right?
Jelly.
That's a convergent way of thinking. And but you did
now,
say
I could have
jelly,
said bananas
right?
or marshmallow, but
That's a language pattern. That's a learned thing. And so
I
that's
did.
what
I
AI
did.
is
It came
really
right out.
good
Yeah.
with. Okay. But AI can't look into the psyche of an avatar and be like, you know what? These people want a thermal scan, a report of findings, and an exam. Like it can't come up with that offer. Okay. And, but if you give it the offer, you say, hey, this is my niche. This is what they want. This is an ad that I've written and it works. It can then rewrite, it can then it can repurpose proven elements and really improve your testing capabilities and your refining capabilities, right? Because you want to test. But it's not going to, if you put, for example, if you put a AI on a website and you say, write me an ad for this website. How many websites do you know of that actually sell an offer on their website? None. They all sell features. They all sell like their brochures. Okay. They talk about the drill. They don't talk about the hole. And so you're putting it's garbage in, garbage out. You're limiting or you're basically pitting artificial intelligence against itself. And so in UpHex, we use it the way it should be used. We use it to amplify already proven elements, like proven offers. It's like, hey, rewrite this. Boom, click it. Now you got two. Okay. Convert this into event marketing, right? You can take, for example, you're in the chiropractic niche. You can take a neuropathy offer that you know works and say, hey, I am wanting to convert this into a dinner workshop. Please do that. And it'll rewrite it and it'll give you a dinner workshop. That will work. Okay. But it doesn't work if you don't know what questions to ask and you don't know how to prompt it properly. So the AI thing is really cool and we're using it the way it needs to be used. And I say that confidently only because of the people that I know work with us and what we're doing. So that's a big misconception. But other than that, technically speaking, because we embed so much of it already, like it's already baked into the platform, even the way you build a template. I think, I mean, building a template, if you were to go in, start fresh and building a campaign fresh from UpHex is easier than doing it in Ads Manager.
Oh yeah. And I don't even Ads Manager. I don't want to be there. So, and that's where my questions go. So let's say that someone says, okay, I see that I can make this and launch an ad quick and easy. what next? What if it doesn't get approved, or what if there's any kind of issues that come up that like an ad
Yeah.
agency would
So
handle? How does UpHex handle that?
yeah.
Or how would
So
you
we
advise the
have
client to handle
again, we're an
things
agency.
like
Like
that?
those kind of situations happen every single day. And the biggest problem is not necessarily how do you address and solve that particular problem. It's how do you become aware of it so your clients don't become upset. And so we have what's like in UpEx, there's an account issues tab. And anytime you have ad account issue or an ad denial or any type of issue, it'll go into that ad account issues. And one of the ad account issues, for example, there's nothing, when I was a traditional agency, there was nothing more frustrating than feeling like you were doing a good job for a customer. Like you'd be like, oh, their lead cost is $15 a lead. Awesome. But it could be $15 a lead and they hadn't got leads for 3 days because the budget can stop spending. That happens all the time. And so this is just an example. So we actually built a feature within UpHex that is an account spending.
Sure.
So it's basically how many impressions has the account spent at minimum 80% of its budget that day. If it hasn't spent it, we notify the agency, right? That way they can go, oh, what's going on? What's wrong with this? We're building in. So right now we have a refresh function. So for example, here's another thing. A lot of times it's not uncommon to start a campaign, start getting results, and then the results are awesome, then they just taper. Well, what happened? Most people think you hit ad fatigue. No, you didn't. You did not hit ad fatigue unless you've been running that same campaign for a year and a half. Most people, this is happening after 3 or 4 weeks. What happened was you hit algorithm fatigue. Every media buyer knows this trick. What do you do when you hit algorithm fatigue? You go and you take the targeting radius. If it was set at 5 miles, you go to 6 miles, boom, it goes back into learning and you're brand new, you're fresh. You start right over. So in UpHex, you don't even got to go into Ads Manager. You just click a button and boom, it'll bump you out a mile and it's done.
Yeah. Love it. So for clarity for the audience, it's like who's maybe scared to get into Ads Manager or anything like that. You have notifications in the UpHex dashboard that lets them know
That's right.
if something's wrong. So they don't have to constantly be looking in to the Ads Manager. Is that correct?
We put all of your customers
I love it.
are in one.
I mean, it couldn't be any
like
easier.
In terms of just metrics, they're all in one place. You say, how's everybody doing today? Just select the date range. Boom, you're done. Right? We built knowing that agencies were going to be the people who were using this, and all of the bull crap that you got to deal with that we would deal with. It's like, well, I don't want to jump in anyone's ad account ever if I don't have to.
Right.
Okay, well, let's make it so you can see all their metrics here. You can see if they're performing. If they have a problem with an ad account, let's make sure that shows up here. Everything happens in UpHex, and it's all solvable. Like you'll know about it before it becomes a problem. Now, that's not to say that we have completely eliminated having to go into Ads Manager, but over time, in the next 6 months, maybe not even that long, 3-4 months, we're going to have additional quick actions that you can do using AI. Okay, prompted by AI. Prompted by AI and confirmed by people. Okay. That will make it so one person could manage performance of 1,000 ad accounts in an hour.
Wow. You know what else I love about UpHex and your company and what you do is they don't just get UpHex. They get the community, as you had mentioned. They get trainings that come from you. So it's not like it's, okay, here you go. Good luck. And I think of ClickUp, right? We actually use ClickUp for project management. And I love its versatility and all it does, but man, it's hard to figure out, right? You can do so much and there's not. And I think of the way you've approached it. It's like, okay, we have this amazing tool that integrates seamlessly into HighLevel that helps you with your ads and your lead management. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to provide you
Yep.
trainings.
Snapshots. Yep.
And I think, don't you provide workflows and various things? Is that correct? Or snapshot? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I
this
mean,
is like,
I'm not kidding when I
it's the
say
ultimate
I'm a
easy
dummy.
button.
I'm not technically inclined. And I think that's a strong suit for UpHex, is because anytime something rolls out, I'm like, could I do it? And if the answer is no, then they have to go and fix it so I can do it. Right. And so it helps having a dummy around, because I get to dummy proof the entire tool. Right. And that's the other thing, is our community has become such a hub of learning. And and it's not just me either. Right. What we have, our Monday class is taught by a guy who does not get paid, who loves UpHex and is a part of our community. And he does it because he's built a business within, like, helping these two platforms come together. And the person, my director of operations, who was running that class, she couldn't do it anymore. And he stepped up and he teaches a Monday Go High Level plus UpHex class. People come, they can ask questions about, whatever they want to about the two platforms. But we have the guys who run our Tuesday call. They teach all about sales. They were one of our top agencies, and they come in and I don't pay them. They do it for free. They come in, they teach that. Right. And then Jacob and Alex teach on Wednesday. I teach on Friday. Bradley teaches on Thursday.
I love it.
And the quality and just those classes are fun, first of all. But just the quality of the experience is incredible. And it is, I mean, we came up with Team UpHex because it was like, I think your family's one thing. Okay. And I wouldn't call family UpHex because I feel like that's kind of corny, but we're definitely a team, right? You come in that community, you march with us, we roll with you. You are Team UpHex, and we'll again, ride or die. You come to us, you got a question. If we don't know, we'll get it for you. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Love it. So I would think that the people who don't know about you and are listening or watching this are definitely going to have their interest piqued and will want to come roll with you. And so we're going to put a link below here so they can get right to you. But
yeah,
would you
no, I
touch
can do it,
on,
yeah.
I guess, pricing? And if you'd like to, or if not, they can just follow the link. And then Google. When do you think that's coming out? And is it going to come out in beta and then roll out live?
So in terms of pricing,
and will there be different pricing for that?
When we originally did, we thought we were going to do it by sub account. You have this many sub accounts, like we'll charge you per sub account. And we just thought of all of the softwares that we'd used previously that did that. It's almost like they penalize you the bigger you get, the more customers you get. It's like, dude, this sucks. I would really like my margins to get bigger as I grow, not thinner. And so we did it to where from 1 to 3 sub accounts, it's $97 a month.
Right.
From 4 to 10, it's $297. And once you hit 11, it's $497 a month. And it's unlimited. You could have 11 accounts or 11,000 accounts, right? And it's $497 a month. So the value exchange for us, we feel is very fair. In terms of Google. So Google, again, we're doing Google like
Absolutely,
an agency does Google. We did the demo launch the last day of Level Up and showed people how ridiculously easy it was. We have a couple of things that we're doing before we roll it out, but I'm blanking on the type of what is the initial type of campaign that we can run. We'll Performance Max. That should be available within a week or so, right around there. Yeah, not far off.
Okay.
And then after that, we will be doing this thing. Now, this is kind of a little bit of a sneak peek for your audience. If you were now, I don't set up Google campaigns. I never have.
Okay.
But if you were go to a person that is a specialist in PPC and Google search or any of those, and you said, how much time does it take you to set up a campaign between the actual campaign, the landing page, the tracking, all that kind of stuff? Jacob, my partner, who is probably the most talented media buyer I've ever known of, met ever. He said for him, a Google campaign would take about 4 hours. Okay. More time to set up at the beginning than Facebook, because Facebook, it takes, 15, 20 minutes. Okay. Depending on how good you are. But Google is a lot longer. And one of the reasons that we haven't rolled out Google until now was because of that one problem. Most of the time is setting up tracking, attribution, conversion data, all of that Google needs in order to optimize. Now, the good thing about Google is it gets better, and it seasons like a fine wine, so it gets better with time, and there's less management you have to do with time. But we knew that our users were not going to be able to do it if we didn't UpHex it. If we didn't do what we do at UpHex, if we didn't simplify it. And so Jacob, after talking around this for over a year, he had this idea of basically this thing that would combine effectively. It's like a lead form and a landing page had a baby. Okay. We're calling them easy pages, and they will be embedded directly into UpHex.
Okay.
And we will put all of the tracking, all of the attribution, everything that must be installed into a conversion page. We'll do all of that automatically, so our users don't even have to do it. So instead of them taking 4 or 5 hours to set up a Google campaign, they'll be able to do it in 30 seconds, right? Without doing any of that. So that is, and easy pages will be available probably in about a month. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. We're excited about that.
Okay. All right. So if that's amazing.
With we are
do
going
you
to
have
be
pricing on that yet, or is that to be determined
for that? And so there will be a burn cost. So there will be a cost, but it will not be per sub account. It'll be just per agency account, right? So we're not going to charge $97 per sub account you do on that. But there will be a rider for that. And we're not exactly sure what that's going to be yet. It'll be $97, right? Add on to have that. You can still launch a campaign without easy pages. If you have a website and it's already set up, everything is good, you can launch without any additional cost to that page already, right? Yes. Yeah.
So you're just including that in the current pricing of UpHex?
I thought so too. It's always like, how would I want this thing priced? I got to make some money, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I was an agency.
That's amazing.
I mean, I still have one. So this is what we feel is the
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Dude,
that's amazing.
The Google stuff.
I'll use it for my own business.
It took so long to figure out that one problem, but once we figured it out, everything became clear. It was like, oh, our Google might be bigger than Facebook eventually, right? Just because of its technology that doesn't exist right now. Like we invented it. We invented this approach in a way. So it's pretty cool. We're excited about it.
Yeah. That is amazing. Well,
yeah.
If you want any case studies, we could start from scratch with me because I don't run any Google ads for our business. But no, congratulations on the success you had, your continued success. I haven't heard, I know a lot of people and agencies within the HighLevel community and have never heard one negative thing about you or UpHex. In fact, it's always been positive. And so, man, you're doing a fantastic job. And I would just encourage anyone who's watching this to check out UpHex. It's, it is the easy button for ads both now on Facebook and Google for your business, whether it's for your business or your clients' businesses. So, we'll have a link below. Sam, any parting thoughts? I know we've run a little bit longer. I could just keep talking to you for days because we just
the last thing I'll say
But
I think it's easy to listen to podcasts and videos and content like this and feel like, hey, these guys got it figured out. And I will say that entrepreneurship is tough, but it's also very it's clear when you get clear on who you're serving, right, and who you're helping. And if you are watching this and you're thinking to yourself, okay, that sounds cool, but how do I make it? How do I get there? How do I become like Dar and how do I figure this out? It is finding a specific person, a specific problem, creating a specific solution. It's no more complicated than that. And most people get overwhelmed because they look at all the tools available to them between HighLevel, UpHex, ClickUp, Monday, all of these different things. And they hear all of these, they hear all these names thrown around. They're like, oh, I got to get this. It's like, before you say, I got to get this, find out who you're going to help and then reverse engineer your software stack, the tools to address a problem, right? You don't have to run ads for people. If you do, that's awesome. Come over to Team UpHex. We can't wait to help you. But the idea is that you build a business around a problem, not around a set of features, right? So many people just get overwhelmed with all of the tools available. And I find myself more and more telling people, forget about your tools for a minute. Just focus on the person and then build your tool to solve a problem. And that might mean that you don't include review automation. That might mean that you don't include missed call text back, not because they're bad features, but because they might be overcomplicating it for where you're at today, right? And simplicity is the way.
Yeah, man, I echo on my coaching call earlier today. People I coach, we talked exactly about this, man, the exact same thing. And I told them, I'm like, look, you don't have to know it all. You just have to get started. Just start with one or two things, get proficient in that. And I was like, also, go lose customers. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, go lose customers. And like, oh, and I said, don't get me wrong. I don't want to lose customers, but the only way to really get good and to get more customers is to get proficient. And to get proficient, you're going to make mistakes, right? You've got to get out there, make your mistakes. You're going to lose some customers. Do your best to minimize it. Obviously, work with transparency, but you're going to lose some. But the more you lose, the more you learn, the more you get. And so keeping it simple, being resilient, frankly, I'm with you in the not the smartest guy in the world book, but I think you're probably smarter than you're letting on. The only reason I'm still here is I'm resilient, right? I just don't give up. I just keep going, right? Don't stop. And that's, again, what I would share with someone, whether it's UpHex or HighLevel. You're going to get stuck. You're going to make mistakes. Figure it out. How many years do people go to college? 4? How long do people try HighLevel or UpHex before they give up, right? It's a legitimate business, a great business model, but you have to stick with it. So anyway, I'll get off my high horse. Buddy, it is so good to have you on the call today, and I hope that the listeners out there who can benefit from UpHex, go check them out. Get yourself an account, and you got
Thanks,
nothing to lose and so much upside.
Appreciate you having me.
There'll be a link below. Sam, peace to you. Good to have you here, and I'll see you around the community.